Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. In this lesson we're continuing on updating the EnemyAI. Now some of you have said the gravity is not working and I've experienced a problem with the gravity now. So we're going to fix that in this lesson and we're going to do it simply. We're just going to alter our script for the gravity to work like the old third person character controller that used to come with the earlier versions of Unity. It works absolutely fine and will be absolutely ideal for this script. It doesn't need to be any more complex because, as I said, it works. And in fact, we'll start at the very top and we need to create a new variable. So in fact, I'm going to put mine here. Can be of type private and it's going to be of type collision flags underscore, and we'll say collision flags again. And we'll close the line off. And we'll go straight into the comments, so we'll just say returns collision flags. Yeah, we'll say return collisions flag from controller. As always, I suggest you reading up about collision flags on the Unity website. But basically they're just a way of, once we actually move the character controller, of returning a value that we can see if the enemy is on the ground or not. And we'll come here to the private bool, enemy is on the ground. We'll get rid of the first open bracket, underscore enemy controller and the dot. And we'll just put the little underscore in, and we can get rid of this closed bracket here, and we'll bring the comments back into line. So maybe you just want to pause the video and make sure that your line of code is the same as mine. We'll just save that there for the moment, and let's come up to the run block. And we're going to cut where we call the apply gravity. So we'll get rid of that. And this is one of the few instances we can just put it straight into the void update, because ideally we want gravity applying all the time. So we'll just save that off there. So we need to, if we come to where we move the controller here, we're in the run block and we'll come to the very front and we'll say underscore collision flags and equals. That's all we need to do to that line of code. Underscore collision flags and the little equals, and that's it. That line of code is now done. And let's come, I don't think we need to paste this in anywhere else at the moment. We will do at some point, but I don't think we have any more move functions actually in, and we only want to change it where we have the enemy controller.move. And no, we're fine. We will have to put a line of code in the path blocked, but we'll do that in a later video. Let's come to the idle block. Now the problem is, I've just saved that there. Let's come to the game, we'll click on our enemy and we'll raise him up a bit. We'll hit play. And okay, so there he is. So he's gone into the idle, but he's not coming down. Now if I stop that there, now The reason for this is because in the idle block we don't have any line of code where we actually move the controller. So let's do that now, and we'll just copy this from the run. So we'll copy that line of code we've just altered. Don't worry about this showing in red. I'll go through that in a second, and I'm going to come to the very top. Now, the reason why this is in red is because in the idle block we have no direction to move, and we don't want a direction to move other than downwards. So what we have to do is use the variable we created, here, the vector3 enemy move to position, and when we want to move we want to declare a vector3. So we'll paste that in and we'll say equals new, and it's going to be of type new vector3. We'll open and close brackets, we'll close the line off. So that's a vector3 here. We're saying when we come to the idle, this is going to equal a new vector3, because we always declare a vector3 when we want to move in these types of games, and then we need to tell it how to move. So we want 0, comma, because we want 0 on the x-axis, and we'll say 0 again. So we want 0 on the x, 0 on the z, and we'll just come here in between the two. The only way we'll want to move is on the y-axis. So what we can do is say minus underscore gravity and the comma. So we're saying enemy move to position, the position we want the enemy to move to is a new vector3, 0 on the x, 0 on the z, but we're going to use gravity for the y-axis, and we'll just get that into the comments. So we'll say move direction equals new vector3, and we'll just say yeah, with just gravity value. Forgive me there, I've just made a little typo, I'll just correct that. So you can say, you know, just gravity value. In fact, let's put that in on y-axis, and we'll copy this variable, and that becomes here. Our direction to move is now the enemy move to position, as always, time.delta time, and we're moving the enemy controller. So let's just paste that in. So let's have a look at this comment, move controller by enemy move to position, which is equal to, and we can just get rid of that because we've already explained it in the comment above. Again, if you want to put more information in your comments, please feel free. So now that should work. So yeah, we've saved it off. Let's downsize it. The enemy is still above the ground. We'll hit play and we'll move towards him. And as you can see, as soon as we go into the idle state, he drops straight to the floor. So let's stop that there. Now, you may say, well, you know, we're not moving until we hit the idle state, and we still have two other states to iterate through before we reach the idle. You should be setting up your game and your sphere colliders here that the player activates the enemy, so it goes into idle mode before the camera hits the enemy, I did explain this when we first did the enemy AI. I've set these very small, these distances, just for testing, just so you guys can see the code working very easily. So in an ideal scenario, these should be much bigger, and the player should be triggering the enemy to go into the idle state before they're in the camera's view. So that's just a note on how to set up the game for you all. But as I said, mine's set up, the distances are small, just for testing purposes. And I think we'll leave it here, and we'll probably get probably 1 or 2 more updates. We need to make some changes to the run block, and of course we need to fill out the path blocked function. We may get them done in one video, it may cross over into 2, but those are next up. As I said, the EnemyAI script will probably not work well or not work ideal until we've finished updating. So please don't worry if you encounter any problems. As I said, we'll fix them in the coming videos. So as I said, we'll leave it here for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. And as always, bye for now.